Wow, what a crazy first round. Honestly, ridiculous of the NHL playoffs. You have both number one seeds getting eliminated by the eighth seed in dominating fashion. I will say that. No division winners get to the second round. This is nuts. What the hell are we watching? Now, I love it, but at the same time, I always grew up as a hockey guy. You know that, playing juniors, playing college hockey. That was it. That was me. I was a hockey player for 19 years of my life. And I always loved it that anyone could win in the NHL playoffs. But then I saw the other side. Then I hear the other logic. What's the point? And I want you to think about this. What's the point of an 82-game season if you don't know who the best is afterwards? You don't know who the best is. Because anything can happen. All this is crazy. So what's the point? I always knock the NBA playoffs because the first round is so brutal, and the one team who's better always wins because that's reality. There's not many upsets in the NBA. But doesn't that set up an unbelievable second round? And I'm not knocking hockey. Listen, hockey's been my life forever. I love it. I'm just playing devil's advocate and opening up a different way to look at it. The first round of the NBA playoffs are a joke. But the second round, Toronto versus Sixers, a 2 versus 3. The Bucks versus Celtics, a 1 versus 4. The second round is beautiful after you get through that boring first round. What does the NHL regular season tell you if the number one seeds are getting knocked off consistently? If no division winners are winning? What's the point of the 82-game season? You know what I'm saying? But I'm not trying to say I don't love hockey. Come on now, it's in my blood. So let's dissect this, all right? Because last night, Carolina wins in 7 against the Washington Capitals. And in double overtime, Justin Williams, Mr. Game 7, gets the assist on the game winner as he puts it to the corner to the front of the net as they knock it in and knock it out of midair to get the W. This Game 7 was pretty much just defining how the series went. The Capitals had opportunities to put the foot on the gas pedal and knock them out, but they allowed Carolina to just hang in there, hang in the series, and hang in the Game 7. And that's what it really was. The Carolina Hurricanes, of all teams, end up upsetting the Washington Capitals, where there will be a new Stanley Cup champion. This wasn't the same Capitals team as we have seen in the past, let's be real. But for Carolina to come out and be able to take them down in 7, lose one of their best young stars, Svechnikov, from getting punched in the face and knocked out by Ovi, that's hard to overcome. A young team who would go to war for Brind'Amour on the bench with, I haven't seen a Flyers team connect to their head coach like this Carolina team connects with Brind'Amour in I don't know how many years, since Laviolette maybe, honestly. And it was just awesome to see that young team really just outwork. They were down multiple goals in that Game 7, and they never gave up, and they win, and it's unbelievable. They will face the Islanders in the next round, who swept the Penguins early on in this first round. They've been relaxing with their feet up on the couch, and a lot of people but they argue that sweeping a team might actually not be great, because while the Canes are in win now mode through 7 games, they still have that juice rolling compared to a team like the Islanders, who have been sitting back relaxing. But the Islanders, very, very solid with the system. They bought into Barry Trotz, and they don't have these stars, right? They don't have these stars. They have Barzal, they have guys like that, right? Anders Lee, but they don't have the stars. They just believe in the system. They know where to be on the ice. They make the right plays. They put themselves in a great position to win games. And that's going to be a very interesting matchup in the second round. The Bruins beat the Maple Leafs in 7 games. That doesn't surprise anybody. Why would you be surprised? I feel bad for Toronto fans. I really do. Game 7, Bruins, automatic L. The Leafs sucked in Game 7. They sucked. They really got blown out. I mean, mistakes after mistakes after mistakes. Freddie Anderson, the short side goal. I know he held the team in there throughout it all, and he's a great goaltender, but the first off, there was a puck that he played. This is off to create the first goal. A puck that he played that he should have kept frozen for a face-off. Then the defenseman throws a pizza delivery up the middle that gets picked off. Then he allows a short side goal. All of that happened for the first goal of the game, and then Gardner ends up having a reverse that gets picked off by the Bruins, and they score. It was just a mess. They were creating their own problems there, and they just weren't able to be successful whatsoever, and the Bruins advance. It shouldn't surprise anybody. The Maple Leafs have a mental block against the Bruins, and there's no denying it. There's no denying it. Trust me, I've been there. All right, the Sixers and the Celtics, it's the same thing. I get it. It's frustrating, but this shouldn't surprise anybody. But it is funny that John Tavares leaves the Islanders. The Islanders go farther, and the Maple Leafs had more hype. Bruins will face Columbus, who swept Tampa Bay. This was obviously the craziest storyline of the playoffs. Tampa Bay setting records for most wins, an obnoxious amount of points. They were just dominant all season long. They had the best goaltender, a great defensive core, and you have Kucherov, who gets pissed off in this series. He gets suspended. Victor Hedman wasn't right. He wasn't healthy. Steven Stamkos, where was he all series long? The Columbus Blue Jackets, who put a team together at the end of the trade deadline, Matt Duchene and picking up other players, they figured it out. Bobrovsky stepped up, and this was after they came back from a huge deficit in the first game, after the first period. Stunning. And this is why I hate that I'm doing the recaps right now, round by round, but there's just so much sports going on. I'm overwhelmed trying to do daily NHL playoff videos like I did the first two games. Like, it sucks talking about a sweep that happened so many days ago, but for the early rounds here of the playoffs, I have to do it this way because you got the Phillies being hot every day. You have the Sixers playoff run and so many Sixers storylines going into the next series with the Raptors. You have the NBA playoffs. You have the NHL playoffs. There is so much. The NFL draft. The Eagles moves. I got overwhelmed, so I have to do it round by round just for the beginning until we get into the deeper part where there's less games and it's a lot easier to break down. But yes, crazy that the Columbus Blue Jackets ended up in four. They couldn't even win a damn game, the Lightning. The Lightning couldn't even win one hockey game. I've never seen anything like it. Very stunning and awesome for the Blue Jackets to win their first ever series win in the playoffs. Can you believe it? So let's go over to the West. The Colorado Avalanche took down the Flames in 5. Nathan MacKinnon, holy hell. The way this kid comes into the zone, stick handling, fast speed, cutting to the middle, ripping it, quick wristers, snapshots, holy hell. This kid was dominant in the first series here against a good Flames team. And the thing is, coming into the series, the Flames, my big thing was, are they going to have goaltending? Is Mike Smith going to be able to step up? Well, he did. He was making all kinds of crazy saves, 2 pat stacks, amazing glove saves, keeping the team in it. But the first line of the Flames really couldn't get anything going. Sean Monahan, Gaudreau, some of the guys, they kind of got shut down by the Avalanche, and they weren't able to produce enough scoring, and that's just really how it went for the Flames. But the Avs, man, that first line, it's scary. Now, what's their depth going to be like? That's the question moving forward, and that was the question coming into this thing. What's the depth going to be like? Because they have that one McKinnon line, and outside of that, what are they? Right? I mean, Landeskog, Rantanen, they got solid players up there, but what about after those 3? Let's see how much that 3 can carry the Colorado Avalanche. And they will play San Jose. And we all know by now, San Jose wins in 7 in overtime. A very controversial goal, power play. A very controversial power play against Vegas. It was 3-0 in the third. 10 minutes left. Joe Pavelski goes down after he gets cross-checked on a faceoff. In my opinion, that's a standard play off a draw, and it ended ugly. No one wants to see someone like Joe Pavelski, a very respected player in this league, go down like that. But the referees elected to call it because of how bad the ending was. That wasn't that bad of a play. It was just a really fluky, tough incident that no one wants to see. Worthy of 5 minutes? No. It's not worthy of 5 minutes, and San Jose scores 4 goals on this 5-minute power play. They come down from 3-0 deficit. They make it 4-3. Vegas with a couple seconds left in regulation, tying it. We go to overtime, and San Jose gets the job done in overtime there, beating the defenseman wide, lowering the shoulder, and cutting the net, and puts it far side on Marc-Andre Fleury. But it shouldn't have happened. The call should not have happened. And I saw a report today that the game, I think it was game 2 with Toronto and Boston, there were all these fights. The refs weren't taking control whatsoever. Where they don't have any more games in the playoffs. And the same crew that messed up that San Jose call, they don't have any more games either. So the NHL is making a step in the right direction when it comes to the refereeing and the calls. Blues beat Winnipeg in 6. Listen, the Blues stayed hot. They came into the postseason really hot after an unbelievable run, and they take down the Jets. The Jets, to me, a boring team. They always have enough to make the playoffs, but nothing from there. They don't ever really reach that next step. They're just there. They have enough to get in, and from there, that's what it is. And the Blues will face Dallas after they take down Nashville in 6. I'm stunned. The Dallas Stars, really, but they made plays happen. They went in overtime. They just outcompeted the Nashville Predators, and I'm stunned. When we made that trade for Hartman and Simmons, I said there's no way in hell that the Nashville Predators would lose to the Dallas Stars. But the same day, what the hell is going on here? This whole series, this whole playoffs, this whole entire first round has been ridiculous, and no one can actually say that any of this would happen. It's ridiculous. So there's round one of the craziest round ones we have ever seen in the NHL playoffs. Let me know your thoughts. Thanks for watching. See you next time.